It was a crisp morning in Long Beach, California, and Snoop Dogg was up early. He'd been thinking about this day for weeks. Dressed in his signature laid-back style, an oversized Lakers jersey, black sweatpants, and a fresh pair of Adidas, he climbed into his SUV and headed toward the Long Beach Youth Correctional Facility. He wasn't there to perform or make a public appearance. He was there to listen. Snoop had always been a man of the people. Despite his global fame, he never forgot where he came from. Long Beach was his home, and he knew the struggles of the streets all too well. He'd been a young man once, trying to navigate a world that often felt stacked against him. Now, at 50, he wanted to give back in a way that mattered. He wanted to show these kids that no matter how dark things seemed, there was always a way out. When Snoop arrived at the facility, he introduced himself simply as Calvin, a mentor there to talk to the kids. The staff, who were in on the plan, played along. They knew Snoop wanted to connect with the teens on a real level, without the distractions of his celebrity. As he walked through the heavy metal doors, he was struck by the starkness of the place. The walls were bare, the floors cold, and the air felt heavy with resignation. He could see it in the kids' eyes, the guarded looks, the skepticism, the pain. These were young people who had been written off by society, but Snoop saw something else. He saw potential. In a small classroom, Snoop sat down with a group of about 15 teenagers. They were a mix of ages and backgrounds, but they all shared one thing in common: they were lost. At first, the room was tense. The kids eyed him warily, unsure of what to make of this tall, calm stranger with the deep voice and the easy smile. Snoop broke the ice with a joke, his signature laugh filling the room. "Y'all look like you ain't never seen a cool dude before," he said, leaning back in his chair. The kids chuckled, and the tension began to ease. He started by sharing his own story. He talked about growing up in Long Beach, about the mistakes he'd made, and about the people who had believed in him when he didn't believe in himself. "I ain't here to judge y'all," he said. "I'm here to tell you that no matter where you at right now, it don't define where you can go. You got more power in you than you think." One kid, a 16-year-old named Marcus, spoke up. He was tall and lanky, with a hardened expression that didn't quite match his age. "Man, it's easy for you to say that," Marcus said, his voice tinged with bitterness. "You made it out. But out here, it's like, nobody cares. We just stuck." Snoop nodded, his expression serious. "I feel you, young'un. But let me ask you this, what's your passion? What makes you feel alive?" Marcus hesitated, then shrugged. "I like music. I write rhymes sometimes." Snoop's eyes lit up. "That's what's up. Music saved me too. It gave me a way to express myself, to turn my pain into something powerful. You ever thought about taking it seriously?" The room grew quiet as the other kids leaned in, curious. Marcus looked down at his hands, his tough exterior cracking just a little. "I don't know," he mumbled. "Ain't nobody ever told me I could." "Well, I'm telling you now," Snoop said, his voice firm but kind. "You got what it takes. You just gotta believe it." A few weeks later, Snoop returned to the facility, but this time, he brought a team of producers, music equipment, and a plan. He called it Groove Academy, a program designed to teach the kids about music production, songwriting, and the business side of the industry. He wanted to give them more than just a hobby, he wanted to give them a future. Marcus and several other teens threw themselves into the program. At first, they were hesitant, unsure of their abilities. But Snoop was patient, encouraging them to find their own voices. He taught them how to write lyrics that told their stories, how to layer beats, and how to turn their pain into art. One day, during a recording session, Marcus played a track he'd been working on. The room fell silent as the beat dropped, and Marcus began to rap. His words were raw and honest, a reflection of his struggles and his hopes. When he finished, Snoop stood up and clapped. "That's it, young'un," he said, a proud smile on his face. "That's your voice. Don't ever let nobody silence it." As the weeks turned into months, the Groove Academy began to change lives. Kids who had once been written off as hopeless were now writing songs, producing beats, and dreaming of careers in music. Marcus, in particular, flourished. He became a leader in the group, mentoring the younger kids and helping them find their own voices. But the program wasn't just about music. Snoop also brought in guest speakers, entrepreneurs, activists, and former inmates who had turned their lives around. He wanted the kids to see that there were many paths to success, and that their past didn't have to define their future. One day, Snoop decided it was time to reveal his true identity. He gathered the kids in the classroom and stood at the front of the room, his usual calm demeanor replaced with a rare seriousness. "Y'all know me as Calvin," he said, "but my real name is Snoop Dogg." The room erupted in disbelief and excitement. Marcus's jaw dropped. "You're Snoop Dogg? For real?" Snoop laughed, his signature grin spreading across his face. "Yeah, young'un. And I'm telling you, you got what it takes to make it. Don't let nobody tell you different." The story ends with Marcus graduating from the Groove Academy and securing a scholarship to a music school. Snoop continues to expand the program, using his platform to advocate for criminal justice reform and better opportunities for young people caught in the system. In a final scene, Snoop reflects on the experience. "It ain't about where you start," he says in an interview. "It's about where you're headed. And if I can help even one person find their groove, then I've done my job."